Hey ho people, it's Starlos from Kirill from UnitLost.com, and this is another gaming news weekly, although it's got a little bit, it's not really a week, it's longer because I was actually on holiday last week. That's why there was no content on the channel, but that means that we've got to make up for the gap. So what we're looking at is gaming news from August the 1st, basically, well, from 30th of July, but let's just say August the 1st to today, the 12th. It is the 12th today, ain't it?
Yeah.
Kirioff is here as well, there he is. So first on the agenda, Mr. Kirioff, I've got Diablo 3 becomes a disgrace to gamers everywhere. That's what it says on UnitLost.com, and well, I'm sure you'd like to elaborate on this.
Well, I have to admit, I may have somewhat let my feelings on this subject become slightly apparent in the title of the post. But basically, Blizzard have come forth and they've said to the people, the game requires a constant internet connection, so you can't play it offline. You cannot mod it. They do not allow mods. You mod it, you get done. And the cream on the cake, the icing on the cream on the cake, is that items in the auction house are going to be bought and sold for real life money.
Oh dear.
Which is not exactly what I had in mind for the game.
Well, there's a couple of arguments for this, ain't there? You can say, oh, they're doing this because then it gets rid of all the gold farming, item farming websites, yeah? Okay, it kind of will, sort of, but then again, why would it? It just means that it legalises what they do, so...
Yeah, it's all it's done.
You know, it's like, well, what? What's the difference? It's not. The only difference I can see is that it's going to generate revenue directly for Activision Blizzard. It's not... I can't, you know, the farmers are still going to farm, but it's just not an illegal activity anymore. But Blizzard are there taking their cut. That is literally how I see this.
Yeah.
And the thing with Diablo 3 is Blizzard are a massive company, so they can kind of do things like this because they know, you know. For me, Diablo 3, this is terrible news, but I'm still gonna get it. It's like, it's quite bad how they can do that to people.
It's like you want the game, but you don't want what's associated with them. But you're going to end up with the game anyway, so you got to live with it. I mean, the thing for me, more than anything, is the internet
Well, it'll force
connection.
that change. Yeah, well,
I mean, what? That's dangerously close to Ubisoft's approach to DRM, which
we don't talk about that on this channel, bloke. So, yeah, but I think with the size of them, they've got the power to push that through. But you know, the only reason they're doing it is to make money. If whatever they say is like, oh yeah, we're doing it for this, we're doing it for that, they're not. They're doing it to make money. They're monetizing another aspect of the game, and you can be blind and look at it and say, oh yeah, but it helps this, it helps that, it does that. It doesn't. It means that if you've got a big fat wallet, you can just turn up and buy all the items.
They did say that they themselves would never sell game-altering items in the auction house. Unfortunately, they're not the ones doing the selling, it's other people. So they're not going to do it, but other people will. The end result still being that if you've got the money, you can buy game-altering items at the auction house, which made that statement
totally retarded.
stupid.
Yeah, it's not even an argument, is it? It's stupid. The way I see it, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the comments, but the way I see this is it's just a blatant attempt to increase the revenue stream from that title. Whether that's come down from Activision, I don't know. It probably has, because Blizzard don't exactly have a history of that type of behaviour. Although you can see it seeping into Warcraft, but only after Activision turned up. So, I mean, when did Activision acquire Blizzard? It was around about the end of Burning Crusade, I think.
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, because I can remember the press release, like saying that they'd bought them. Well, not bought them. Well, they basically have, ain't they? You know, they're partners or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to the next thing, because we'll just be here all day talking about that. We'll have to watch that and see how it plays out. But it doesn't look too good at the moment.
It's not looking great. The next
Although
thing,
on the plus side, well, actually, on the plus side, you could kind of make money playing the game, selling items, but that's like a whole different other way. That's like an argument Blizzard would use for it, sort of thing. But anyway, let's go on to the next point.
Well, the next thing is Valve did something slightly unexpected. They turned up talking about Defense of the Ancients 2 and announced something called the Invitational, where 16 of the best Defense of the Ancient teams in the world will be the first to play Defense of the Ancient 2 in a public tournament, and the price is $1 million.
Good lord. You can't say they ain't got enough money to do it. And I think it's quite a good stunt, actually. Because, I mean, Dota 2, that's going up against League of Legends, saying it, let's face it. I know you've got Heroes and Newerth, but that is like, you know, what the hell is that? well, it's obviously a tower defense game. What the hell is that? What kind of question is that? You know what I'm trying to say? Like League of Legends just destroys it for, player base and all that. It's going to be interesting to see how Dota 2 works out. I mean, I'm expecting better graphics in League of Legends, but we know graphics don't make the game.
Yeah.
As far as the gameplay goes, it's going to be identical, ain't it? Really, how can they change it?
Yeah.
So it's like
I think
they've got to really do something special to pull people from League of Legends.
it'll be down to things like the heroes and the maps, and they've got to properly pull the stops out because League of Legends has got a massive foothold in that now. So they're gonna have to push it. But
well, in Europe anyway, and in the West, like not so much in Asia, I don't think.
yeah,
But we'll keep our eyes on that because I mean I'm interested in that game. Apparently, it's got a suite of commentary tools as well, like for casting built into it, which that could be quite good. That could be the turning point, you see, because League of Legends is like very poor in that respect. You have to download third-party applications and all kinds of crap to get replays to play back.
yeah, it makes it. It does make it tricky.
it.
But the surprising thing that I've always found that is the fact that it's very popular in tournaments and competitions. So you'd think there'd be more support. So, as you say, Defend the Ancients might just come in with all that built in and just blow it away. So it should be interesting.
Well, you never know. Okay, so the next thing we've got is some crap about EA Origin. What were you writing about this, then, Mr. Kiriot?
that was fantastic news, right? Origin, powered by EA, by the way.
Powered.
It's their download service. It's basically a Steam clone. Basically, what they've said is that if you don't use your Origin account for 24 months or more, then all your achievements will expire and your accounts may be cancelled for non-use.
Hey? Hang on a minute, I've got to stop you here. Why would they even do that? Because it doesn't exactly take much resources to, let's face it, it's just a database, yeah, and it's just going to have tables in it which say Stylosis account, and it's going to have the games listed, right, and it's going to be Battlefield 3, and it'll have a little 1 next to it because it's active, and it'll have all the other games that have little noughts next to it, yeah? How is that taking up power on their little servers? Because surely that's how it's done.
Well, I can't. I wish I could tell you, son. All I know is what they've said is it's actually, they've called them entitlements, right? Which I don't know what that means. But apparently, entitlements are paid and free downloadable content, unlockable content, digital and/or virtual assets, rights of use tied to unlock keys or codes, serial codes and/or online authentication of any kind, in-game achievements, and virtual or fictional currency. So that, to me, entitlements means
everything.
All the games, all the achievements, all of the ability to reactivate the games. If you don't log into Origin for 2 years, I mean, admittedly, it's like, well, who would create an Origin account, register a load of games, and then disappear for 2 years? But that's not really the point. It's just the fact that if you don't log in for 2 years, it's just, excuse me, sir, we've taken away all your EA games. Goodbye. I mean,
that is terrible. I don't know, I'm lost for words here. I mean, it's like, what the hell is that about? If they want to be in direct competition with Steam, why are they? You know what? And I'm going to rant about this, right? The whole load of garbage about we're pulling our games off Steam because, right, we don't agree with their terms of service is complete bullshit. The whole reason they do that is because they want their mage titles exclusive to Origin, so people use Origin. Because I put this question to you, Mr. Kiriot, would you go ahead and download Origin and replace Steam with it?
Not if you paid me.
Who would do it? It's like nobody's going to do it. I mean, my Steam account, I don't know how many games are in it, but there's loads of games in it, right? The only game which is going to be in my Origin account, literally, for the foreseeable future is Battlefield 3, because all the other games EA make, which, let's face it, it's just Sims, ain't it? And a 500,000 expansions for Sims 3. Is not something I play, so it's like, I don't really care. Crysis 2, okay, but that was on Steam at the time, so you could have kind of got that. But obviously it's all pulled down now. So the only reason they're doing it is so they can say, look, our major titles are on Origin, they're not on Steam, so you've got to use Origin. So it forces you, when you get Battlefield 3, because that's going to be their biggest selling title of the year, probably. Well, maybe, is Mass Effect 3 out this year?
I don't know, actually. It could be.
I can't remember, but that'd probably get quite a few, but that's console-y as well. But I suppose so is Battlefield 3 as well, but Battlefield 3 will sell a load on the PC. I mean, I'd put money on, I'd eat my hat if that wasn't the biggest selling game for them PC-wise this year.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else off the top of my head what they'd launch, but still, it's crazy, and I don't know why they don't just admit it and say, yeah, look, we're in direct competition, we want our games on our platform. I'd respect them for that. I wouldn't be like, You know, like it's just a lie. Every time I read it, it's just a barefaced lie.
Yeah. If someone turned up and said, we're doing this because we want more money, I wouldn't like it, but I'd at least think, well, at least they've told us. Saying we don't like the terms and
Well, they
conditions.
publish the bloody games, don't they? They can do what they like, but it's like, oh, terrible.
It's just a big part of fail.
Right, what else are we covering, bro? What else have we got to dribble on about?
Oh, hang on. I see. That's the other thing. Yes. Blizzard, sir. It's not all
No,
bad
Blizzard
news about
again,
Diablo. They've also registered, for God's sake, the Mists of Pandaria trademark.
That's the panda type things.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So what are we saying, that this is probably going to be an expansion for World of Warcraft?
Yep. It doesn't seem, with the amount of fuss that people make over the pandering, which, by the way, I don't understand. Anyone who's like...
Yeah, I remember that. A lot of people used to go on about that, and I was just thinking to myself, what why aren't it just a hero or something in Warcraft 3?
Yeah, it was just some panda guy that drank beer or something. Apparently, they've got a massive following, and I do not understand it. If someone could enlighten me as to why people love the pandering so much, I would appreciate it, because I'm just baffled by the whole thing. But
surely some garbage like a Murloc expansion would have been better.
not more Murlocs, please. But registering Mists of Pandaria, it seems a bit too much of a big thing to just be a patch. It's not likely to be a completely separate game.
Maybe it's Titan.
That would absolutely crush me if that was the case.
No, I'd bet on that being some kind of bloody World of Warcraft expansion or some kind of mini expansion or something. I don't know what they're doing with that game. But didn't they lose a load more subs again the other day? Like another 300,000 left. It's like, oof,
It's
crushing for them.
It's not going well, is it? I mean, they're not going to... Warcraft isn't going to die. We know it's not, but it's definitely not.
Well, the thing is, MMOs are still running with very small user bases comparatively, but you have got to think World of Warcraft must have a big back. Well, it's got to have a massive, server infrastructure, loads of staff, and you can't just they must need a higher number of subscribers to keep the game profitable. But I can't see it going away anytime soon. Its problem is, it's just it doesn't change. There's nothing new. It doesn't. It's like. Well, I mean, we had Cataclysm, didn't we? And it was like, what the hell was Cataclysm? I mean, we played Wrath of the Lich King, and it's like, that was okay. But again, we say we played him. It wasn't like we sat down and played him. It was like we played him for, a couple of hours at most, and only ever together. Never really solo or single player, as you could play frigging World of Warcraft. Just got old, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, how old is it now? It's 6 years old, is it, or something like that?
It's
still the same things on the table. It's like, how you can't just keep giving the same content out and expecting people to keep coming back. They will, but there'll come a point where they're like, hang on a minute, I'm looking at Guild Wars 2 here, or I want to play Star Wars The Old Republic, which in my opinion is kind of the same as Warcraft. It is different though. I mean, some of the stuff I've seen of that is like with the storytelling, it looks way more single player orientated.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the different bit of that, and it's obviously Star Wars, so that's going to do a lot of damage to World of Warcraft. Guild Wars 2, I don't think will do that much damage to it, but that will get a good player base. And of course, it's free. You ain't got to pay the monthly subscription. Well, you have to buy the game, obviously. So that's a big bonus as well to people, because I think the MMO market is starting to switch from the paid model, which is what I don't understand with the Old Republic going in for the paid model, because I think they're like 5 years too late to the party myself.
Yeah.
The paid monthly model is like, people don't really like it. I don't think they prefer to, like the way the microtransactions are done on games like League of Legends and things like that, where you can buy stuff which doesn't affect the game, but it's stuff that you could, that through playing the game, you may want a new skin or you may want that. Like Guild Wars 2 obviously is going to do it with paid for content packs when they come out. But yeah, it's like it doesn't really bring anything new to the table, so it's like, why would you keep playing World of Warcraft?
It'll be interesting to see if this Mists of Pandaria turns out to be an expansion. It'll be interesting to see if they can bring some of the people who've left back, but they've got to time it really well, because as you say, with Star Wars coming out, a lot of people are going to go over to that. Guild Wars 2, a lot of people are going to end up playing that because it looks ridiculously good. It just does. I don't know what it is about.
Well, it's got a ton of new features as well, yeah, and it's like, it looks really good, like,
so
taking it in a new direction. That's what appeals. I mean, it appeals to me. I don't want the same old crap over and over again.
Yeah.
Like Modern Warfare.
Subtle dick.
Oh, League of Legends as well, Blow. What happened there? League of Legends got a new map style coming out.
Yeah. It's a control point thingy. It even says that in the news post title. New map for League of Legends.
Yeah, control point thingy.
It's a new map called the Crystal Scar, and it's got five control points in a star formation, and basically you got to capture the points and hold them. Which actually, you know what it made me think of straight away. I thought that sort of sounds like a mix between the League of Legends that we know and Dawn of War 2.
Yeah.
It was just like, that's the first thing I thought. I mean, obviously there are other games that use control points, but for me, Dawn of War 2 is the one that did it most successfully.
Well, to be honest, with Dawn of War 2, it is kind of similar to League of Legends, the way they play with the heroes. I know, obviously, you've got units and you've got your main champion unit, but really, it's kind of similar. Yeah. Obviously, League of Legends, you're just one chap, so it's a lot more.
But there's the same emphasis on not dying and not overextending yourself, keeping yourself out of harm's way whilst dealing a lot of damage. I do like the way it works, but it should be interesting because they're bringing in with the Crystal Scar, because it's a new type of match. You're going to start at level 3, and you're going to have extra gold so you can boost yourself up item-wise before you go trying to beat down the enemy. So I like the fact they've done that, because it sort of shows that they haven't just thought people want a new map, this is a new map, and left it. It actually looks like it's going to be something properly different. So I'm looking forward to that. I think
it'd be interesting to see how it turns out. Yeah. God knows we play enough of that. So then we've got some screenshots coming for Space Marine. Now these were all THQ press screenshots. What more can you say about it? It's just going to be. Well, it's going to be pure hate.
Genuinely.
Why hasn't nobody made a game like this before? I don't understand.
I am looking forward to that game more than any other this year, even despite Battlefield 3, which was.
We should get some exclusive content. Well, not exclusive, but early review content up for that as well. Around about a week before the game launches. So keep your eyes peeled on the channel for that.
Yeah.
And obviously on the blog.
Oh, Brink was free last weekend.
No, that's no good, is it?
That was something that was just brought to my attention, and I decided that I still didn't know what Brink was, and I still don't, because I didn't download it. It's
just one of them things that's going to have such a small amount of players playing it. It kind of like Section 8, although Section 8 would be smaller. Whereas you buy the game, the multiplayer's okay for a month, and then nobody plays it again. It's that type of game, ain't it? Where it's like, that's why it never really appealed to me, Brink.
It bypassed me when it came out, and I still haven't bothered with it, because it just looks like another first-person shooter to me. I realise there are tournaments and stuff for it now, but there's still tournaments for Counter-Strike. That kind of thing's meaningless. So.
And also, I'm sure there's some kind of advertising money goes into that from the developer to say, look, we want tournaments hosted to try and make it. I don't know, but I mean, we've not played it, so we can't pass total judgment on it. The next thing we've got is there was 40 minutes of Skyrim footage leaked. Now, I missed this, and I was gutted I missed this, because in my attempts to find footage, it's all getting pulled down off YouTube. I managed to watch around about 10 minutes of it from somewhere in the middle, and from what I could tell, it looked pretty good. The combat looked a lot better with the dual wielding, the spells, the way the spells could be mixed together, dual wielding spells effectively, the way you could charge the spells up, the way you could use your shouts and all that. It made it look a lot more like fluid, the combat, because I remember playing Oblivion, I just used to get a two-handed sword running and go smack and then smack and then smack, and then that was it, and everybody would be flopping. There was no tactics or anything involved.
I have to admit, I was starting to have my doubts about Skyrim because of the whole giant being carried off by a dragon situation, which left me with nightmares for about a week. But the footage from the Skyrim demo that was leaked, it's restored my faith quite a lot. I think it's definitely going to be worth looking out for it. They seem to be polishing it up still, so. Yeah, I think it's going to be worth watching again, because I was ready to give up after that.
You always are, though, ain't it, really? I mean, hopefully it'll be pure and it'll give us something to waste our lives away on. Oh, yeah, Battlefield 3's not coming to Steam. Well, we know that. Go away. And there was some Borderlands 2 information was revealed.
Sort of, yeah. To be honest, it was a bit piss weak. Because they turned, basically, they've said that there were too many guns in the first one, because they were just randomly generated things. And
Oh yeah, I remember they were pointless. Almost all of them were pointless.
yeah, there were just billions and billions of them, and there was no actual point to any of it because half of them did the same thing, and you found a good one and then kept it and never used any of the others. So it was a bit meaningless. But they've got rid of that because they've recognised that it's
Garbage.
crap.
Trash.
You're going to get to choose from
Rubbish.
4 completely new lads in Borderlands 2. The
Yeah.
others will
Well, you
apparently.
had 4 in the first one, didn't you?
The others, the old ones, will apparently turn up in the game, but just as NPCs. So I don't know whether you get to shoot them or what. Be good if you did. But the guns have now got different styles because they're going to have different manufacturers that provide different kinds of weapon, and they'll have their own visual look, and you can add custom decals and enhancements and stuff like that.
No.
So pimp my ride for guns, essentially. Which
Terrible.
I don't think I'll be going for any of that. But they have released information about a character who is a lad called Salvador, who apparently
Salvador.
he's like a dwarf or something.
Is he
I
a
don't
drug
know.
dealer from Mexico?
He's some sort of dwarf. That's all I know. And he can dual wield any weapon, which sounds odd. And
Right, okay.
and this is the best bit: improve his abilities through talent trees, because that's new and exciting. And not at all in the
Warcraft.
game.
And look, they've got loads of players. I'm sick of that attitude. Anyway, I'm sick of you talking about Borderlands 2. I want you to tell me why Space Marine's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome because it's Space Marine.
That's enough.
That's it.
But then there was some devastating news where now I've come back off my holiday and this is what I'm faced with. Space Marine co-op possibly delayed.
Yep, I know. I mean, I wish it wasn't the case, but there was.
Well, let's hope it's not, because that would be what the hell we would be doing. You know what I mean?
It's terrible. It was basically one of the a guy called THQ Sledgehammer on the Space Marine 4.
What a name!
Which, yeah, you have to admit, he's got a pure name. He turned up and he said that since 100 new posts are made every day around co-op, I felt the need to make an official post to clarify a few things about the game mode. Co-op details, right? Number 1, Space Marine will have co-op added in 30 days, give or take, after launch.
No.
Why? Because they wanted to polish up the co-op aspect of Space Marine.
Right.
Everyone who purchases Space Marine at retail will get co-op for free, which that...
Hey?
Now it's worrying that is classed as news, because I'd have sort of assumed, perhaps unwisely, that since they kept talking about co-op, it would just be part of the game and not some sort of downloadable feature.
Oh dear.
So that is a bit worrying, but it was taken down. He posted it and it was taken down within like...
So we're not sure whether it's true or not. It's just like...
It probably is. I mean, he's the official THQ representative for Space Marine, the community manager. So it's likely that he was told to make a comment, but he made it perhaps too soon before the details have been finalised. Or maybe he was supposed to put that up, then they changed their minds, and so he took it down. We don't know. It went up for like 5 minutes, then it was down. It was only because I think it was it RPS or PC Gamer, one of the two. Someone caught it and sent it on to them, and the Google cache was still there as well, which is where I nicked it from.
Google cache for the win.
So that could be bad, but I'm still holding out a tiny glimmer of hope, because you never know.
I mean, that's all I want. I mean, I really wanted to play it co-op because it just looks totally mad. I mean, the multiplayer in it looks like it'd be funny as well. Loads of Space Marines just slashing each other up. That's what you want. Yeah. And your own custom, but there'll be loads of crazies where they're in like pink suits of armour, like there was in Dawn of War as well. Crazy.
Stupid.
Oh, that chrome
Marines,
gold, and it was like so bright it just blinded you on the screen. Anyway, moving on. We've got there was a Might of Magic's here, Heroes of Might and Magic GameCon teaser trailer of a trailer. So it was like a trailer of a trailer. I don't understand what was going on. I was like, what the hell is this? There's a trailer of a trailer. So I loaded it up, and it was just like CGI pre-rendered and 20 seconds of logo, and the whole clip's 48 seconds long. And I was like, what's the point of this? So what does this even say? It's a trailer telling you that they're going to have a trailer at Gamescom.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched it like 3 times, and I still sit there at the end and you just think, why?
We're in a trailer at Gamescom. It's like, what the... great. I mean, what that means, who knows? It just seems to be me like they've just rehashed some footage together that they had from one of the cinematics in the game and stuck the logos on the front and just stuck that out. It's like, this is an announcement. Okay, pretty whatever. Much. Then we've got Ryko's talking about OnLive. It's going to be available, and I believe this is in the UK from the 22nd of September. Any thoughts on that?
It's quite a good idea. I like it. I mean, OnLive, for those who don't know, it's basically a streaming thing where you sign up and like almost a cloud-based computer system somewhere in God knows where runs a game. And the game is streamed to your PC, so you can play it without having to have the hardware. So you can sit there on your 200 quid laptop with no graphics card and play.
The problem with it is though, pings. You can't. It wouldn't really work because it must work because they do it, but like your ping is like, at best 30 milliseconds or something like that. I don't think that's fast enough, to like. Whereas compared to when you're rendering the game on your computer, I'm sure somebody technical will inform us in the comments what that's about. But I do think that this is probably the future. When everybody's got like a super fast internet connection with like hardly any delay, then this is probably how it'll all be. Because it's kind of sort of pointless that you have to go out and buy all the hardware, yeah, and then you play the games and whatever. But if you could just have a terminal, and everybody's got a terminal, and you connect to a cloud. I know Microsoft are heavily into this and all that crap. That is like the future, because then it's accessible to everyone. There's no longer an argument for, games specifically need to be able to run on low-end systems because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, developers could just go mental with it, couldn't they? They could build the game that they actually wanted to build, instead of having to do 18 different graphic settings for one thing. And
I was told that during QuakeCon as well, Carmack, when he does these little keynote speech, well, it's like an hour long, so it's not little, on the way technology's going and issues and problems he has developing games and that. They said like when they were doing making Rage, like adapting it for the PC, it was the most difficult platform to get a solid 60 frames per second on because, even though the PC was like 10 times more as powerful than the Xbox and whatever, it's simply because of the way the PC is designed, issues with DirectX and the way the graphics cards were working and parts of them not being utilised correctly and all this, it was so much more difficult to do it. And you'd think, hang on a minute, that's wrong. If something like an Xbox and a PS3 is correctly designed to be able to do that, then surely the PC version should be 10 times as complex. But it's just not the case. Crazy.
Yeah, hopefully this takes off. Be interesting to see if it does. I'd have to admit, I do sort of think that perhaps we don't have the internet connections for it, especially in this country.
We don't. That's the problem. It's like you can say hopefully it'll take off. I think it will ultimately, but you need really, really high grade lines to be doing that. It's maybe something that'll be around in about 10, 15 years maybe or something, or maybe early. You just don't know. The rate technology develops anyway, especially with computers.
Yeah.
And the next thing we got is there was a Space Marine dev diary, which, just go and watch it. It's loads of lads getting smashed in by Captain Titus.
It's quality.
His boys. Yeah.
Just like all of them.
But then, bloke, we come to Ubisoft.
Unfortunately, we do.
We do. And I believe there is some kind of a delay on Driver San Francisco, which is kind of similar to the delay on From Dust, which I believe they said they would not be delaying PC games again.
Yeah, there's been a string of delays.
Of games.
I can't remember exactly which games have been delayed, but I believe it's pretty much all of them recently that have been out for console and PC. After From Dust was delayed, the question was asked, well, what about Driver San Francisco? Is that going to be delayed? And Ubisoft said, no, it will not be delayed. We will not be delaying this game. We explicitly state there will be no delay for Driver San Francisco. Then they performed, and I quite like this as a pun, an unexpected U-turn. Did you get it? Did you get it?
It's like the sat-nav. Please perform a U-turn.
And what they said was that Driver San Francisco is going to be delayed and released about 30 days after the console version, which is somewhat different to what they were stating before. I have to admit, I did take a slight pot shot at them in this one because I did at the bottom put the next game to be delayed for PC release by Ubisoft will be Assassin's Creed Revelations, due out on the 15th of November.
So you like Assassin's Creed as well?
Yeah, so you can expect that to come to our platform late December or possibly even next year. because it will. I'm calling it right now. It will.
Crazed. What we got next then? What's next on the agenda?
Oh, Age of Empires Online. That is.
Oh yeah, it's released. So, what's that? The 16th of August that comes out. I didn't think it was too bad. Age of Empires Online. It was nice and smooth. It had a funky little art style to it. It's obviously made by gas-powered games, so Supreme Commander. I think they were making I forget the name of it. It was like a medieval kingdom version of Supreme Commander. Could have been pretty good, but they put that on ice while they effectively got employed by Microsoft to take over Age of Empires Online. And now I think they're doing a good job with it. There's a couple of issues I have with the game. I mean, it's a free-to-play game, so you can pick it up and play it, but you have to buy the content to be competitive or have access to the game. This is where I kind of have a bit of an issue with it, because things like League of Legends, I know I keep going back to it, but it's the only one I've ever really played that's free to play. You can play that for free, and the items that you can buy have no impact on the game. Yet for Age of Empires Online, if you just picked it up and started playing it, then I'm afraid Bob down the road who's gone in and bought all the content, his Egyptian Empire content, his Greek Empire, and his defense of Crete and all that, he's got loads more game than you, and you haven't, and that's like a bit muddy.
Yeah, it's sort of. I'm not really sure what to make of it, because on the one hand, it's, well, I didn't pay for it, therefore I'm not really missing anything important. But on the other hand, if you want to, I don't know how to explain it. It just seems a bit odd that the game would be free, but certain parts of the game are not free when they are integrated into the game. It's like Dawn of War Last Stand. It's like when they started selling that separate to the rest of the game.
Yeah.
That struck me as odd, because I just thought, well, hang on, these people are playing Last Stand. They've got Dawn of War 2 Retribution effectively downloaded, unless they found some way to just hack that bit out of the rest of the game and put it in solo. But they can't access it at all. It's a bit muddy. It's not how I'd like to have seen it go, but the game itself was alright. I quite enjoyed it. So I'd imagine it'll be quite successful regardless.
Yeah, I think it's alright for like a casual type of game. Like, it's not really. I mean, the way you could build your empire. There's actually a video on Unit Lost about it from the beta, and that was my email client. I did turn it off, but apparently it's just gone off. Oh dear. So don't get checking your Outlook. You could build your empire, and you could have you had your own little plot of land, and you could put down statues or whatever. And that was kind of like you had to buy that with money and all kinds of stuff. And it was like. I suggest you check it out though if you're interested in that, but don't expect a classical Age of Empires game, because it is not. Then we had Dimmy on Tropico 4. Now, we can't really comment on this because we haven't played it, only he has. So what I'll do is I'll stick the link to his article, and I'll suggest you go and read it because it's the best. And it's also been retweeted by the official account of Calypso and things like that. So it does have weight behind it, so get your ass over there and start reading it if you're interested in Tropico. And then there was a bit of interesting news today. A new game by basically the team who made Ruse. Now, Ruse was published by Ubisoft. I think it's Ubisoft, and I always say Ubisoft, God knows. Ubisoft, them, right? The DRM crazes. And it's a real-time strategy Cold War game. Now, they're saying that it's apparently like what was it called? World at War, was it? What was it? Google time.
But
sneezed. Oh, what?
You still alive there?
No, it's not World at War. What's it called?
I don't know, son. I'm lost.
Just Phil.
Well, basically, it's European war game, European Escalation, which is, as Silas has already said, team behind Ruse are working on it. It's a Cold War based real-time strategy based on what could have happened.
World in conflict. That's it. World in conflict. It's meant to be kind of like that. So it's gonna. I like that game. I mean, I completed that game. I thought it was great. And it had good graphics as well. I think it was DirectX 10 at the time. One of the first ones that utilised it, I think. But it was, if it's like that, then I'll be all over it like a rash. So that's all I'm going to say on that. There is a clip on unitlost.com which is all in-game graphics, and it does look pretty good as well. It doesn't look like it's a cheap-ass effort, so we'll have to keep our eyes on that. I think it's slated for release next year, I think, Q1 2012, yeah. And the next bit of news, now, this is probably going to develop today as well, so it's kind of a little bit sketchy on the moment, well, at the moment, is a new Counter-Strike game, Global Offensive.
I don't know. It'd be interesting if it is a new one, but we've not. It seems to have come from nowhere.
Well, according to the fan site CounterStrikeGo.com or CounterStrikeGo.com, the features listed are: it's planned for Q1 in 2012. It'll have a matchmaking system. It'll focus on 5v5 competitive play. Now, 5v5, that's pretty small. I mean, it does say that it'll have dedicated servers as well. Now, dedicated servers, 5v5, a 10-man server, that's going to be full all the time. It'll be difficult to get onto a server. So I don't know whether that'll be the case. I mean, obviously, this is all speculation. They said it'd be esports orientated. It'll have ranked play, it'll have ladders. So stats built in, that'll be good. It's things like, obviously, CS Source Never. And that's basically it. And it says it'll be classic gameplay, so no iron sights, and it'll just be like your standard fare. But you've got to ask yourself, is what graphics engine are they actually using for this? Because they can't just use Source, because Source looks old. It's like you'd just be re-releasing Counter-Strike Source with the same engine, only with the high dynamic range lighting on it. It's not really any... Because let's be honest, right? Portal 2 used the same engine, yeah? And what was in Portal 2? Flat surfaces. There was hardly any detail. Everything was flat and shiny. Yeah. I know that fits the design of, Aperture Labs and all that, but it wasn't very like...
It wasn't exactly a
top end, was it? Let's face it.
It wasn't a graphical showcase. I think we can put it like that.
Well, yeah. Well, what I'm saying is, like, I mean, I don't care about the graphics, but the fact that this game will probably use an ancient, well, not an ancient, but an older graphics engine is like... You think, like, Counter-Strike is the main multiplayer game Valve have got. It must be. It has to be. I mean, it was so heavily played at the time. And I know me and you played it for God knows how long. I played it for hours and hours and hours, days, probably months. I don't know. Collective game time.
Yeah.
So you'd think that they'd release something like Half-Life 3 or even Episode 3 with a new graphics engine and then make a new Counter-Strike game. But as I say, it's all sketchy and we're just going off, what we've got so far. As I say, it's probably going to develop today, so we're not exactly in the best position to comment on it.
All we can really say is just watch this space.
Keep your eyes peeled. Yeah. And there was a mad trailer for Saints Row the Third, which is just totally mad. The game development company behind that must have all been smoking pot and injecting all kinds of Class A drugs into the system and then topping it off with LSD because it's mental.
I'm quite looking forward to Saints Row the Third because they are just ridiculously stupid games. They're really over the top, but I quite like the odd game where you're just being an idiot all the time for no reason.
and then Mr. Kirioff would like to make an announcement.
Oh yeah, this is arguably, and it's an argument that you'd win, the biggest news of the last 2 weeks, which isn't at all self-aggrandising or anything like that, which is on Monday, which I believe is the 15th, unless my post is wrong. No, it isn't. On Monday the 15th, from 9 AM GMT, or Greenwich Mean Time, it's Game with Unit Lost Day. So we'll be here all day, and if you want a game of something, we'll come and have a game with you. And it doesn't matter, well, as long as we've got it, obviously. But Mount and Blade, StarCraft, League of Legends.
And we could give away a couple of games, so we don't know yet. But they also might be recorded, so you could find yourself a superstar on the Unit Lost channel. Imagine that, an internet celebrity.
You could. Imagine seeing a new Mount and Blade clip with like a massive load of people running towards a castle, all with claymores, and you could be one of those people.
You could.
Imagine the glory.
Imagine the win.
Imagine
the purity.
It's going to be pure.
Good Lord.
Absolutely pure.
One last thing before we go as well. We have a forum. It's unitlost.com/forum. Subscribe. Well, not subscribe. Register to the forum. If you don't, I'll find you and I'll cut you because I want you in the forum because it's pretty active. I know we don't have tons and tons of members, but it's got loads of posts on it and they're not spam either. They're proper posts. So get your asses into the forum. unitlost.com/forum. There'll be a link in the description and start posting away. Make sure you Follow us on Twitter, which is Unit Lost. What is it? At Unit Lost Gaming. That's right. Professional outfit here. Follow us on Facebook. Links in the bottom. It's again Unit Lost Gaming. Facebook/Unit Lost Gaming. We've got a Steam group which is Unit Lost Gaming. Shockingly, but there's a link in the bottom so you can join that as well. And I think that's pretty much brings us up to date on the news anyway. So it's been quite a lengthy show today. But it's because we've been catching up from 2 weeks basically. So we hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you comment in the bottom as well, because we do read the YouTube comments like I said before. And no doubt me and Kirioff will catch you next time.
Good day to you all.
Good day, Toulou.